Hello, welcome to Rediscovering the Beatles with Mark Morse. I'm Mark. Happy 60th anniversary of the Beatles appearing on the Ed Sullivan Show for the first time. I was going to do something, a video on that, but I decided that there's others more qualified and who would do a better job. So I'm going to stick to my regular schedule. I'm one of those people that have a schedule in my mind and I like to stick to it. And so today I had it planned to talk about a cover of Let It Be that I wanted to share with everyone. When I first started to do this channel, I wanted to document me regaining the albums I gave away, the record albums I gave away in the 1990s. And I really want to focus on Beatle records, solo Beatles, that kind of stuff. And so I promised myself I wasn't going to go crazy and start expanding to other artists that I love, but just focus primarily on the Beatles and regaining that part of the collection. But I was reminded of a really great version of Let It Be done by Ray Charles. And I came across the record where he does that version. It's True to Life. It was released in 1977. And during doing some research, I liked a commenter had said something on one of the YouTube pages about, it's often been said that the British took American rock and blues, reworked it and sold it back to us. And this commenter said something to the effect of, Ray Charles kind of took Let It Be and brought it back home. And I kind of like that idea of the full circle there. And we know that the Beatles were inspired by a lot of American black artists. I have a bit of a cough today, so I might be drinking a lot, so excuse me in advance for that. The other thing I noticed when I was researching this on YouTube, I was suggested the Aretha Franklin version of this, and I listened to it. Just beautiful. So I'm going to link to that, to both versions down below in the description. So I encourage you to listen to the Aretha Franklin one too. It's a really good version. So this True to Life, this was released in 1977, and it was Ray Charles' return to Atlantic Records. He had found great success. He had pioneered, the blues, gospel, soul sound in the 1950s, from like 1952 to 1959. He was originally on Atlantic Records. He went off to do other things, but in 1977, he returned to Atlantic Records to release this True to Life album. This return was like short-lived. It only lasted till 1980. I do want to say, though, in 1980, he did show up in that Blues Brothers movie, and I love that movie, and I love his little part in it. This was recorded, what's considered his commercial decline. The records weren't selling as well, but I really do enjoy this album. If you are interested in Beatles cover songs, there is a YouTube page called Dinner with Greedo, and he does a whole series called Beatles Under the Covers, and he explores every Beatles song and all their covers, and he's on the quest to find the best versions. Some he claims to be even better than the Beatles. So if you're interested in that, I've provided a link below for Dinner with Greedo too. Let me just go over this track list on True to Life. It starts off with I Can See Clearly Now. A song, it's just very powerful. Ray Charles really brings a lot of power to this. This is probably my second favorite song on this album. Then goes The Jealous Kind, Oh, What a Beautiful Morning, which is the Rodgers and Hammerstein song. How Long Has This Been Going On? That's a good version. And then side 2, Be My Love, Anonymous Love, Heavenly Music, Game Number 9. And then it finishes with Let It Be, which is a beautiful rendition. I'm not a super big fan of Beatles covers unless they're done really well. And this one's done really, really well. So I just wanted to point your attention to this album, and particularly the Let It Be version. Also, as an extra bonus for this video, I wanted to do a really quick review of the Band on the Run 50th anniversary set. Again, other people have already done this and have done it so much better than I'm going to do. So I'm going to make this so brief. You're going to be shaking your head that it was done so quickly. But so as you probably know by now, two record set. The Half Speed Master Band on the Run sounds great. I love it. Again, I've just started regaining the record collection I gave away in the 90s. I don't even own the initial Band on the Run album anymore. It's one I gave away. So I didn't have anything to really compare it to, but it sounds really great on my turntable. The underdubbed record. It's interesting. There's a couple interesting things. What I found most interesting about it is when you take some of those overdubs away, you hear more details of kind of how it was built up. Will I listen to it again? Maybe. About as much as I listened to side 2 of Yellow Submarine. Am I glad that I have it? You betcha. I'm glad I have it. You will have to decide for yourself if it's worth the extra 23 quid. But I am glad I have it. I probably won't listen to it very often, but it is kind of fun to have. The other thing, as an extra treat, I am, as many of you know, I have just started this channel January 1st of this year. And I'm looking forward to being part of the YouTube community. And I mentioned in another video how somebody had left a really nasty comment on one of my videos. And I was so excited because, oh man, finally a really nasty comment. And I wanted to read it to everybody. Well, that person must have felt bad or something. They went back and deleted it before I could read it. So I got another one yesterday. And I was so excited that I copied and pasted it and saved it just in case they do delete it. They didn't delete it. But I thought I'd read it to you because now I feel like I'm part of the YouTube crowd. I've gotten a lot of little rude comments, but this one was a little longer than most. It was from Stephen Lee Job, it looks like. I went to his page. Looks like a classy guy, listens to a lot of great music, maybe even performs some really great music. But he starts off, I wish all you tubers who presume to rank the albums of the Fab Four would just go home. It's silly. So this was on a post I did ranking the 13 albums in the Beatles canon. I knew this would draw comments. It was just kind of an exercise for me because I'd never done it before. And I know there's a billion YouTube channels that do this same thing, but I had to get it out there. So he says, I wish all you YouTubers who do this would just go home. It's silly. I replied, I am home. And then his reply was, I listened to your clip long enough to make my original comment and heard the first rank as, predictably, Yellow Submarine, like everyone else who attempts this. So, you think it's last just because it's really just one side of songs? Even though this short collection's of songs has some of their best, including the title cut, Hey Bulldog and All You Need. See, this is stupid. I suggest you stop wasting your time and everyone else's. Yes, I finally got a really strong negative comment, and I probably will get tired of these with time, but I've been looking forward to get one that I could read to everybody that had some zing to it. And then I've worked in the child welfare nonprofit for the last 22 years. And one of the things I've learned working in this field is when you're dealing with angry teenagers, people who are escalated, the best thing you can do is treat them with kindness and respect. And it's not only does it diffuse them, I think it confuses them. I think they're just genuinely shocked that somebody has responded kindly to them. And so I take this approach in YouTube comments too. So this is how I responded. Totally legit take. I just wanted to give this a shot because it occupied my mind for a while and gave me an opportunity to think about the amazing catalog of songs published by the Beatles. Just a fun little exercise. If you would have listened further, you would have heard me profess my love for Yellow Submarine and all the Beatles albums. Peace and love to you, brother, and no hard feelings. So, responding with love and respect, I think is always the best philosophy. He has responded since then, and he wrote, have fun, with a little smiley face. I don't know if you can't tell if it's a sarcastic thing. I'm going to take it as a genuine, he wants me to have fun. But that was my first negative, sincerely negative, it wasn't just a little quip about, me being stupid or something. But I finally got one. I feel like a real YouTuber now. I believe that's all I have today. I want to make sure I got everything. I have my list of things not to forget. I tend to forget things. I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Again, if you get a chance, at least listen to the link below I provide for the Let It Be song. But this is a really great album, and I can see clearly now, and Let It Be are highlights of the album for me. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging on and listening to me, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. Thank you.